Why do nice guys get rejected? Well, first let's ask a few questions. 1. Do you find it difficult to disagree with people, especially women? 2. Do you find yourself avoiding conflict, even when you really want to speak up? And 3. Do you have trouble asking for what you want because you're worried that it will inconvenience or displease someone, especially women? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you might be a nice guy. For the purpose of this video, what I really mean is too nice. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. Welcome to Just the Tip Tuesday. So when I refer to being nice or being too nice, what I really mean is not comparing being nice to being decent or kind. Being decent and kind is a good thing. Being too nice sometimes is not a good thing. And the reason is because what we mean, or what I mean by too nice, is being too nice because you have a hidden agenda. There's a hidden selfish motivation that goes along with whatever thing you're saying or doing for somebody else. It's not actually nice, it's selfish. So if you've ever been called too nice or a people pleaser, this video is definitely for you. So let's get into why nice guys get rejected. It doesn't really make sense because it's like nice guys are reliable, they show up, they can always be counted on. But like I said earlier, it's because they have a hidden agenda. And that hidden agenda might be simply not wanting to be disliked, or they need validation, or often, if you're on my channel, it might be because you're actually trying to win her favor to make her your girlfriend, but you're not actually expressing that. So you're acting like a friend. You're probably in the friend zone. You're doing things like a boyfriend, expecting boyfriend favors in return, but she's just thinking that you're just a decent guy who is a friend, because that's what friends do. Friends help each other. And I'm going to give you a litmus test later in the video so that you can determine whether you're a genuinely nice guy or if you actually have a hidden agenda that's selfishly motivated. And we're all a little selfishly motivated sometimes, but this is if your general practice is to get something, especially if you feel a lot of frustration, anger, resentment towards people in general, or especially towards women, especially towards the women that you're doing favors for. So again, key point. The difference between a true nice guy and a too nice guy is the intention behind the action. So the hint, if you are a too nice guy, is if you feel angry and resentful for things that you do for other people, especially women, and you have this unspoken, uncommunicated expectation of something in return. It might be because you think that she should be like you. A lot of times we think other people should be like us and have the same value system. But if you don't express that, she might not know that. She might just think you're a nice guy. Also, there are women who are takers. So if you're too nice, you're going to end up with either takers or dominating women. But the reason she doesn't want to make you her boyfriend, or she doesn't respect you, respect precedes attraction, is because she can feel your inauthenticity. And inauthenticity is a sign of insecurity, that you're not comfortable with who you really are, not comfortable in making your own decisions or having a difference of opinion, afraid of displeasing. And that comes across as really insecure. And of course, lack of self-confidence is a major turnoff. So that's one of the reasons why women tend to reject nice guys, too nice guys. And oftentimes when you have this hidden expectation of something in return, maybe her affection or attention or whatever, then because you're actually haven't asked for that explicitly, then you can sometimes end up acting out in passive aggressive ways. Like you might be sarcastic in a mean way when she hasn't given you what you think you want. Like maybe she said thank you sincerely, or maybe she's, bought you a coffee, or made you some cookies or something like that, but the thing you really want is for her to be your girlfriend, and she's like, oh no, I just don't feel that way about you. But you're like, inside you're thinking, but that's why I'm doing all these things, I'm trying to make you my girlfriend. But you're not saying that to her. So there's this covert contract that you've got in your mind toward her, but she has no idea what that contract is. Now, if you were doing something with the intention of making her your girlfriend, and you were not being too nice about it, but being more direct about it, being alpha, then you would say, I'm doing all these nice things for you because you're going to be my girlfriend one day. So that's a whole different story. Now she knows why you're being nice, and you've had the confidence to just say it. And maybe she's still not ready for that, but she will respect you more than if she feels that underlying manipulation. So there's a lot of different reasons why a guy who's too nice will do things. And it's not just for women, but because, you're here to hopefully get a girlfriend, or because that's your interest. That's what we're focusing on in this video. But again, this is probably showing up in many different areas of your life where you might be afraid to ask for a promotion, or you're doing all these extra things for the boss or for the company and expecting that they're just going to notice, but you haven't actually, asked them or gone to them and say, hey, I'm doing all these things. I think I deserve a raise, or I think I deserve a promotion. So again, if you have a lot of underlying frustration, resentment, or anger, then you're probably not asking for what you need explicitly. And it's not your fault. Like, you probably had either a difficult childhood with maybe a dominating parent, whether it was your mother or your father, or maybe you had bad experiences in relationships or got rejected a lot. Wherever it comes from, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change it if it's not serving your life. And I tell you that if you're feeling angry, resentful, or bitter toward the world, or especially women, then it is something that is interfering with your life in a negative way. And again, definitely check out BetterHelp. I'll put a link below, and I'll put a link at the end of the video so you can get help working through that, so you can have a better life and get higher quality women. Because I'll tell you, high value women are not attracted to beta weak qualities, which is what being too nice comes across as. So you need to start speaking up for yourself and asking for what you want. Another example of what a nice guy might not speak up about is maybe wanting something, a certain type of physical act in their relationship or with who they're dating, and not asking for it, but expecting her to somehow discover it or read your mind, or not asking for it because you just don't feel like you deserve it at all. But she can't be a mind reader. Again, high value women are not going to put up with having to be a mind reader or dealing with passive aggressive punishment for very long. So another example might be, instead of saying, let's go to this restaurant, whether you're dating or wanting to date or actually in a relationship, instead of saying, let's go to this restaurant, wear this dress, if you're on a date, a nice guy would say, where do you want to go? Well, where would you prefer? That's not leadership qualities. That's not decisiveness. Or here's another example. If you agree with her and then she changes her mind, which she might be testing, or she might just be like, no, actually, I thought about it, and I think this is what I think. And then you change your mind along with her. So, you're not showing that you have any of your own thoughts and ideas and opinions. So it's really unattractive. And when you keep doing that, you might find that women will test you more because they're testing you to see if you will actually stand up to her. Dr. Robert Glover says in his book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, if you can't stand up to a woman, you can't stand up for a woman. And she instinctively knows that. And it's a turnoff, because if she can't respect you, then she can't get for you. It's just the way it is. I said in many other videos that women's primary need is to feel safe. And it's not just physically safe, but it's also emotionally safe. And when she can't trust you to be real with her, then subconsciously she's wondering what she's signing up for. Like, is he going to fib to save himself from any kind of conflict in this relationship? Or if he's done something wrong, is he going to hide it from me? So, this is the dialogue that goes on in her subconscious or conscious mind if you are too nice and never show her that you have a backbone. And again, you're doing it because you have an ulterior motive and want something in return, which again, I mentioned she can feel that. So the litmus test for you to ask yourself, if you are a true altruistic nice guy or a nice guy with a hidden agenda, is to ask yourself if you would do the same thing, say the same thing to her, if you knew 100% she was a carpet munching lesbian. So if you can't make her your girlfriend because there's just no way she's going to bat for your team, would you still do that thing for her? In other words, Is she really a friend? Is she really someone that you are doing kind things for just out of the kindness of your heart because that's the kind of person you are? Or is there something you want from her? And don't be trying to be sneaky about this one. If you say, no, I don't want her as my girlfriend. Okay, but what about if you're trying to be nice to her so that she will put in a good recommendation for her straight girlfriend that you're interested in? Okay, that still counts. So it's got to be that there's nothing coming back for you in the romance department. If you can answer that honestly and you still want to do the nice thing, then you are a genuinely nice guy. And if you want to do the nice thing only because you might get something back that you really want, like making her or her friends your girlfriend or a friend your girlfriend, then that's something you need to work on because it's probably definitely holding you back. And we're all wounded. And the good news is when you become aware of it, you can change. So you didn't choose it, but you can change it. Big love to you, even though you might not think you deserve it.